One of the important topic in Indian Contract Act 1872 is person incompetent to contract, otherwise capacity of parties entering into a contract. Almost every transaction around us is a result of a contract. When you buy vegetables from seller, you promise to pay him money in exchange of vegetables. If you own a shop, you enter into two contracts, one with the manufacturer of the goods and second with the customer who will buy the goods from your shop. While buying the vegetables, we might not pay attention to the whether the seller is competent enough to enter into a contract. However, if but as a shopkeeper, you need to check and be sure that the manufacturer is legally capable of entering into a contract. And we do it because the manufacturer is legally liable for any default committed by him during the terms of agreement. As per the definition, Section 11 of Indian Contract Act 1872, every person is competent to contract who is age of majority according to law to which he is subject, who is of sound mind and is not disqualified from contracting by law to which he is subject. It says that a party who enter into contract must have capacity to do so. Capacity here means competency of the parties to enter into a contract. Section 10, an agreement becomes a contract if it is entered into between the parties who are competent to contract. Therefore, according to section 11, a person who has attained the age of majority, a person of sound mind, and a person not disqualified from contracting. On the other hand, person incompetent to contract, a minor who has not attained the age of majority, who has not completed 18 years, a person of unsound mind, and person disqualified from entering into contract by any law. We'll see first minor. What minor agreement and the rules regarding minors agreement. Minor, according to section 3 of Indian Majority Act 1875, a minor is a person who has not attained the age of 18 years. The rule governing minors agreement. The law protects minors against their own inexperience and preserve their rights and estates and excuses their negligence. And law gives utmost importance of safeguarding his interest. First rule says an agreement by or with minor is void or ab initio. While taking classification of contract, one of the kind of contract was void agreement. It says that agreement not enforceable by law, such agreements are said to be void. It is invalid from the beginning. So agreement with a minor is void. And there's a famous case study between Mahari Bibi versus Dharmadas Ghosh. Mahari Bibi is a wife of Dharmodat, a moneylender. A minor mortgaged his house in favor of moneylender to secure a loan of rupees 20,000, and out of which 8,000 Dharmadas Ghosh paid it to moneylender. And subsequently, the minor sued for setting aside the mortgage, stating that was underage when he executed the mortgage. Court held that the mortgage was invalid. Moneylender request for the repayment of the amount lent to the minor was not accepted. It means that it was rejected. Next one, minor is not liable to return the benefit received under void agreement. So it says that a minor has received any benefit under a void agreement, he cannot be sued to compensate or pay for it. Section 65 provides for restitution in case of agreement declared to be void. It does not apply to a minor. For example, a minor obtained a loan by mortgaging his property and he is not liable for refund the loan. Not only this, even his mortgage property cannot be made liable to pay the debt. Minor can be a beneficiary. It means that inadequacy of a minor to enter into a contract means its incapability or its incapacity bend himself by a contract. There is nothing which declares him debars from becoming a beneficiary. For example, suppose A, age 17, agreed to purchase a second-hand scooter for rupees 5,000 from B, and he paid 1,000 as advance and agreed to pay the balance next day and collect the scooter. When he came with the money the next day, B told him that he had changed his mind and offered to return the advance to A. B cannot avoid the contract, even though A may like, he may do it. Next one, his state is liable for necessaries provided to him. It means that he is not personally liable for payment, but he is liable to pay from his property for necessaries provided or service rendered to him, anyone to whom is legally bound to support. For example, A noted Bill Gates player, taught a minor a game of Bill Gates. As per the contract, B agreed to pay A a certain sum of money for teaching him the game. Minor estate was held liable for paying the coach in the view of benefit received by the minor. We can take one more example in other way. A college student already having sufficient clothes suited to his condition of life and was provided clothing of extravagant style by the defendant. The court held these were not necessaries, hence the supplied cannot be recovered. Next, a minor cannot ratify an agreement made during his minority on attaining the age of majority. It says that ratify means approve an act done early without authority. For example, a minor indulge in a speculation activity in the stock market and become indebted to a share broker to tune of certain amount. On attaining the age of maturity, he accepted certain bills in satisfaction of his debt, and here court held that he was not liable for bills because the consideration which is passed on the earlier contract cannot be implied into a contract which the minor enters on attaining the majority. Next, minor cannot enter into partnership. It means that he may be admitted to the benefits and an already existing partnership with the consents of other partners. A minor as an agent. An agent is merely a connecting link between the principal and the third party. So, principal and third party are brought together, agent drops out, the minor bends the principal by his act without incurring any personal liability. So, only the principal is liable for the act of minor. So, minor cannot be adjusted as insolvent. Obvious it is because he is incapable of contracting debts. And a minor is liable for punishment for criminal offences committed by him. Of course, if he is indulged in robbery, kidnapping, so minor comes under the eye of law. Then shares can be purchased in the name of minor.